In early 2005, a data analytics center hired by the federal government contacted investigator Don Doles with some unusual findings. Doles never suspected the information would kick off the biggest case of his career. Within months, Doles would be placing hidden cameras and rushing for his pistol to save his life. Doles wasn't an ATF or FBI agent. He was in a job most might assume is a bit less traumatic. Agricultural investigator with the USDA Office of Inspector General. The information given to Doles sent him after a North Carolina crop insurance agent and a network of more than 50 people who had defrauded the federal crop insurance program of an estimated $100 million.
They don't play. I mean, it's a lot of money. So farmers, especially these organized groups, don't take well to local people turning them in. And so they can get by. Yeah, I've had contracts out on me before.
Doles, who retired after 29 years of agricultural investigative work, estimates the percentage of USDA cases involving wrongdoing is in line with those of other federal programs.
Most farmers are honest people, and they just want to be left alone. Funny thing is that very little farming goes on without some sort of federal involvement now. And most of them try to do right.
Market to Market analyzed data from the annual reports of the USDA Office of Inspector General and found a rough relationship between a drop in net farm income and an increase in the number of federal investigations and convictions. By 2002, net farm income had dipped to the lowest point since the 1980s farm crisis. Within a few years, Doles and other investigators would be on the tail of Robert Carl Stokes, a Wilson, North Carolina crop insurance agent. Stokes had brought together a group of area farmers who underreported their harvest to the government and quietly sold the hidden portions to complicit buyers. Stokes' company, the Hallmark Agency, came to the attention of federal investigators after number crunchers noticed an unusually high frequency of payouts. Doles called a friend at the Risk Management Agency, which oversees privately contracted federal crop insurance, and asked what he knew about Hallmark. His RMA contact said a man had reached out to him just the day before, saying he had information to share.
The next day I called a plane, flew up and met with him in the parking lot of a church, and he laid out what was going on, and it was dead on. He provided us with 10 names of farmers he knew were involved, and we went back and pulled the records, and sure enough, it was clear that they were cheating the program.
Understanding the dangers of going undercover, the man hesitated to get more deeply involved.
He felt he was in danger because there were so many farmers that were involved. It turned out that the 10 or so names he gave us was just the tip of the iceberg.
A Wilson area farmer who was unaware of the insurance fraud scheme at the time believes the man's fears were justified.
I would hate to think I had to rat on a neighbor. That's why I don't like to know anything at all, because it's a good way to wake up dead one morning.
By 2006, the man had changed his mind and agreed to work undercover. Doles and his team then asked the informant to infiltrate Stokes' crop insurance crew.
We would put a microphone and a small recorder in his pocket, and later on we used a camera. Looks like a button. Well, he went down to the place called Liberty Warehouse, and the owner there said, "Yeah, I'll provide you with these false invoices for your tobacco sales, but you got to pay me."
For Doles and a fellow investigator, one arrest took a sudden, violent turn.
Well, we got there, and he took off for his cab of his truck. When I'm right behind him, and we get to the truck cab, and he's reaching into the center console. When he did, I put the pistol up the back of his ear, and I said, "If you reach in there, I'll kill you right where you sit."
Shortly after Stokes' arrest, the informant died of natural causes, never knowing the web of convictions would involve 57 people in multiple states.
In order to carry it out, it required people willing to break the law at a number of levels.
Stokes, who served nearly 2 years in prison, lost his home and his insurance business. He died in 2016. While Stokes' wife didn't defend his actions, she did say local farmers weren't a bunch of lambs being led to the slaughter. Todd Glover, a Wilson farmer, was surprised about some of the producers who were involved.
The farmers were struggling to make money, and things was really tight back then, like they are today. And I think that caused some people to do things that they normally wouldn't do.
Every farmer in every county where this occurred, whether they know it or not, was victimized because their insurance premiums went up.
Honest farmers were screaming, "Y'all, you got to do something. You got to stop this. They're killing us. They're running the rent up on us, and we can't stay in the business."
Next week, we look at a case where the courts ruled in favor of a farmer. For Market to Market, I'm Colleen Bradford Krantz.